Hello everyone, as usual I'm doing my little tagging thing that I do. Licha, Tasha, Felix. So give me a second and we'll get started. Today I'm going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. It's one of my I don't know if I used to call it a weakness. Now I call it a superpower. But you'll understand in a second. Give me a second. Shana. Give me one more moment. I love this thing because now I'm able to tag people and send them a notice that I'm on because they keep forgetting and keep asking me to remind them, but here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I try to, okay, I'm gonna, that's enough. Okay, let me see if I can now get out of here. I don't know how to do that. Okay, there we go. How are you? And welcome to Soundbath Sundays. Today I'm a little bit sick. I had a cold. I was getting a cold last week and I immediately did my healing and it went away, completely gone. But then on Monday, I had the news that somebody had broken, actually a drug addict had broken into my daughter's home in the middle of the night at 3 in the morning. And while they were upstairs with the baby sleeping, he broke in and took their TV and my daughter's purses. And so that completely shut me down and I lost my voice. And when I tell you I lost my voice, I was absolutely, there was nothing coming out, nothing, air. I couldn't speak for 2 days. And I knew it was absolutely emotional because that Monday, it was kind of like a breakdown. I felt so unable to protect my family. I don't know if you've ever felt that way, where you want to make sure you're there for them, but you realize that there is nothing you can do about it. Nothing that, you know, what could I have done anyway, you know, at 3 in the morning, and thankfully they were fine. So I was focusing on the blessing that nothing happened to them. My daughter's boyfriend wakes up at 4 in the morning to meditate and do his thing. So he realized very early on that they'd been broken into, and my daughter was able to cancel all her cards. So nothing was taken. I mean, it was an emotional thing because her purses, and when somebody breaks into your home, it's a violation. You feel violated. That happened to me last year, and I still have times when I hear noises and I feel like somebody's breaking in. The interesting thing is that night I was sleeping and I heard someone at 3:30 in the morning breaking into my house from the back door. There was nobody here, but that's exactly what happened. And my daughter's house, they broke in from the back door. And I literally saw the person walking in. And then I thought, what a weird dream, what a weird experience. And then the next day she told me this happened. So this just created a whole thing. And usually I'm pretty definite on what subject I'm going to talk about on Soundbath Sundays this week, because I had this thing, I didn't feel well. I had a breakdown. One of my friends called me in the moment when I had found out, and I was literally crying and I lost it. Like I haven't in a very, very long time. I don't even remember when I was just felt so, I don't have the word in English, but it's like incapable, right? It's not useless, but just unable to protect my family, basically. And so she came and picked me up. She said, you need soup. And she and another friend came and picked me up and took me for soup, which was the most amazing thing. I had a really nice time. It allowed me to get myself re-centered. Then today, when I was thinking, okay, what am I going to talk about? I realized something else. My cleaning crew comes every 2 weeks to my house. And every time they come late. They are loud and obnoxious. And they're well-meaning, but they are so loud and rattly. And I live in such a peaceful state all the time. And I have this energy coming in, and it's like, whoa, like too much, right? But they clean so incredibly well that I don't let them go, because I love the work they do. So I keep putting up with it every time. But today I had the baby. Well, I had the baby for 3 days, which was amazing. So I had the baby. I wanted to focus on him. He was falling asleep. They kept waking him up. Then they wouldn't leave. And everything was just like a little bit too much. And I have an energy. If you think of an instrument, I have violin energy. I'm high strung. My energy can get very flighty, very stressed, and it vibrates up here, but it's a low kind of energy, but it vibrates up here because it's like ungrounded energy. And when I encounter stressful situations, I go there. My energy goes, and I start like a chicken with my head. I can't think clearly. My fight or flight gets activated, and everything gets out of control. So think, as I'm talking to you about this, first of all, I'm doing some clearings for everybody, but also I'd like for you to think, where is there a time when I feel that my energy is out of control? What are the situations? When do I feel not grounded? When do I feel that I can't think clearly or make a clear decision if I were to have to make one, because I'm in front of this particular stressor that keeps repeating in my life? So when these people show up on Sunday, when I ask them to be early and they don't show up, I start to get stressed. Then when they don't leave, so I can get ready, so I can be calm and think and be prepared and start talking to you in a calm way, then I start getting even more stressed. So today I had Noel came to pick up Emmy, and they were here. I didn't want them to leave with me not being able to really be present and give her a hug and give him a hug and say, okay, goodbye, right? Give them the attention. So I said, so instead of doing it like, go, I asked her, I said, can you please give me 5 minutes to get ready so I can say goodbye? She was like, fine, that's great. Sat there, waited for me. I went, I got ready. As I was getting ready, my heart kept going up, right? My stress, I could feel the palpitations, the stress level rising. And in that moment, I'm like, okay, so how do I manage this? What would I like the outcome to be? Do I want to allow it to run away without me and be out of control, show up for this that I love to do out of control, or do I want to show up grounded and using my tools? So the first thing I do, I feel my toes. Simple as that. I always remember these simple, easy tools that we forget sometimes to apply, but as you start using them and incorporating them into your routine, you'll notice how it really makes a big difference in your life. So I immediately connected to my toes, start wiggling my toes. That allows my energy to start grounding itself, coming in from the nebula into my body and grounding. Then breath. I notice how my breath starts getting very shallow and very fast. So what do? I connect, I do deep breathing. 2 or 3 breaths sometimes is enough to get your breath back on track. It's a matter of, okay, I'm losing my weight, and realigning. And slowly but surely, and sometimes fast, doesn't have to be slowly, you start to realize how you can bring yourself back to the flow. Imagine a vinyl record and the groove, right? When the needle is inside the groove, it's all going fantastic. You're hearing the music, it's flowing. If the needle jumps, you get, okay, that is what you're going to be able to pretty much eliminate from your life. The times when it just like the needle starts jumping, you get back in the groove, back in the flow of life, back into the receiving. And then I thought, okay, if my daughter needs to leave and I can't say goodbye to her properly, then that's what needed to happen in the moment. And I let go of the need to control what was happening, because it was happening, and when things are happening, you cannot really change them. You can change how you respond to them, and then things change. But you can't force things or try to make them happen. And we usually end up turning into a pretzel, right? Trying to make everything fit, and we try to fit, and it just gets kind of nuts. So think of those times where you get thrown off and you start not getting exactly the results you were looking for, or you were expecting, or you thought you were thinking you should be receiving, considering the actions you're putting in. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but when maybe it's with your family, maybe it's someone who triggers you, maybe it's at work, maybe there are work situations that you have to face every day. So what are these situations that get you off track, and what tools can you use that you have in your toolbox to get yourself aligned and back in the flow? I was able to get ready. I was able to say goodbye to them. I was able to give my daughter a big, big hug and feel complete. And then I just sat here and took a deep breath, and I began, and I said, okay, I'm ready. Now I'm ready to take this on. And it changed my entire morning completely, from a morning of like, crazy, like trying to get these people out, because I know I cannot change that energy, right? But it's like, I love what they do, I love their work, and this is what it is. And so instead of resisting it, I start finding the acceptance of people the way they are, and I'm like, what they do is so much better than the annoying part of it for me. And it's actually only annoying because I've been living in this silent bubble for a while, and then when there's some disturbance in my peacefulness, then I start reacting because I'm thoroughly enjoying this peacefulness. But the Dalai Lama said it's easy to meditate when you're in absolute silence and in peace. The trick is to be able to remain calm and in your center in the middle of Grand Central Station. So when you start understanding that there's going to be hurricanes in your life, how do you get yourself back into the eye of the hurricane so that you can from there make clear choices, have clear thinking, have grounded energy that will attract that and create the eye of the hurricane starts to expand, right? And then you become the channel for that peace, for that grounding. And then you can also become an influence on the people around you. So try it out, see how it works for you. Just simply connecting to your body. You can feel your hands, that's another one. I like to wiggle my toes because my energy goes all the way down, and then I just see my energy just connecting to the center of the earth, if you can do that. If you're visual like that, you can do that. But simply wiggling your toes will do, and slowing your breath. Okay, so today I am going to do absolutely just a relaxing sound bath where you will be able to make that connection to your body, so that throughout this week you'll start to notice when your body starts speaking to you. Most of the times when we're running and we're living our daily lives, we're not aware of our body when it starts telling us things. So this is to improve the connection to your intuition, to that part of you that you know is always right, that will tell you, keep going straight, don't make a right turn over here, because if you do, you know you'll end up in a traffic jam, right? Or going to this place and you're doing things that you think are so crazy and so out of place, but you walk into the store and it turns out you run into someone that will be able to further you along on your path, or some synchronicity happens, or you walk in somewhere and there's an accident outside and you were taken out of danger, right? Your intuition will always keep you safe and will always be correct. It's the mind that tricks us. So today let's focus on that connection. I will do a clearing for you, so that if there's anything in the way that's preventing you from actually listening to your intuition, that you'll be able to hear it more clearly. And then what you do, you do your part by doing, again, the wiggling of your toes. If you're taking the sound bath sitting down, place your feet flat on the ground, wiggle your toes. You're going to take 3 deep breaths, not up here, but deep in your belly, deep in your pubic section. Just open up your stomach from there, just like you were breathing when you were a child, when you were a baby, right? The stomach just raising up and down without trying to hold the muscles in. Just allow the breath to flow through you, in through your nose. Relax. When you let it go, audible sigh, and then feel how your body starts to get tingly and feels very grateful that you're allowing all this nourishment, all this breath flooded. And then just stay connected to your body. Pay attention. How's your body feeling? Am I uncomfortable? Can I just sit here without moving? Hands facing up, palms facing up on your thighs. If you choose to lie down, don't cross your legs and don't cross your arms. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. If you haven't already, you can go ahead now and close your eyes, and let's do our 3 breaths. Okay, where are you, Harry? Okay, here we go. And you connect to your breath. Also feel your stomach stretching. Feel how that breath feels inside of you. Now gently start connecting, start feeling the edges of your body. Where your physical body ends and the ether begins. It's also your energetic body. Feel it from the inside out. Feel the contours of your body from the inside out. Feel how immediately you start feeling more spacious inside. Connecting to the 99% space that we are. Allow that openness to expand outside of your body. Take one more breath for good measure while you wiggle your toes. Take another deep breath. Start wiggling your toes. A little stretch, shake it out. I hope you're feeling fantastic and getting ready for this coming week. Start dreaming your dreams and think, what is one action I can take today that's gonna put me closer to my dreams? Before I forget, I'd like to also invite you to a new webinar that I'm holding January 24th. I'm doing the English one at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I'm holding a Spanish one at 8 o'clock at night on Thursday, January 24th, where I'm going to be giving you tools on how to do some release so that your body can start healing itself and start letting go of emotions, letting go of whatever it is that might be blocking you from getting into your mojo, getting into that groove that we were talking about, so that you can start actualizing and your dreams can start showing up like mushrooms as if by magic, but let it be a normal occurrence in your life, just like it is in mine. When you get into the flow of things just start happening, and you're able to really enjoy every moment of the journey instead of focusing on when I'm going to get whatever it is that will make me happy. We start making different choices. We start being happy, choosing happy in the moment, and your entire life changes. So join me. I'll be putting notifications. If you're interested, go to hanahealing.com and you'll sign up for there. You'll be getting a set of emails. Hi. Oh, Natasha, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you were able to make it on time and feel the yumminess that your own body is creating. When the sound flows, it allows you to just swim in those energies, get energized, and then have an amazing rest of your day, of your evening. All right, so yeah, like I was saying, I'm doing a new webinar January 24th. I'm very excited. We're launching our warrior program again, right? My mission is to mentor entrepreneurs to achieve their dreams, to get clear on their dreams and actually achieve them one step at a time with practically no stress, and guess what? No willpower. Isn't that amazing? You don't need willpower to get your dreams happening in your life. So we're going to talk all about that on the webinar. I'm going to give you a few tools that you can take action on immediately, because I'm going to talk all about the warrior program, which is amazing. Even if you don't join, I always like to make sure that you spend whatever time you spend with me, you'll have at least one thing or two that you can take into your life, put it into action, and get some amazing results. So sign up. We're gonna make the announcements here on Facebook, on Instagram. If you're not following me yet, I'd love it if you would. Hana Healing. And if you'd like to sign up for our mailing list, where we're going to be sending you all the notices, we'll tell you about free events that we hold. I do a lot of things like this that happen. We're getting ready for our meditation group. I'm going to teach people how to meditate in a different way, where it just starts all happening naturally, where you're really going to be connecting to your inner self in a most powerful, clear way, without the mumbo jumbo of you have to stop your mind from thinking, or all the things that we think meditation is, but it really isn't, that prevents us from going into it and even trying, because we think, well, I'll never stop my mind from thinking. No, our minds, that's what they do, they think. But when we have this approach that I can teach you how to do very easily, you'll be able to inform your mind to slow down, via your body, which is a totally different way. It's like the side door into calming your mind. And you don't need to, because if I tell you right now, don't think of that purple elephant. Please don't think of the purple elephant. Tell me what you're thinking about right now, right? Same way, if I tell you don't think, what do you think is going to happen? Your mind is going to accelerate and start thinking even faster, getting quicker, faster thoughts, because it's afraid of dying. It's afraid of not being needed anymore. When you start letting your mind know how important it is, and you direct your thoughts to whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, you become a laser focused machine. And then there is absolutely no stopping you. Michael, I'm glad you made it. I only see a few people. I don't know if there's many more people. Sometimes all the comments don't even flow in. I still don't understand the algorithm. Still working on it though. Anyway, I am so glad you're here. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do, because it really sets me up for a fantastic day. And I love sharing and being here with all of you. And anyway, mark your calendars if you want to be in the English webinar. It's going to be at noon. If you want to take it in Spanish, it's going to be at 8 o'clock at night, January 24th. It's a very special day. And we're going to start the warrior course on the new moon. I work with the lunar cycles. And magic happens when you use the powers that are available to us. When you start to harness all those energies, then you notice that you have to do very little to get things moving along. Thank you, Natasha. Yes, because everybody's like, you have to, don't think, and you have to focus on your breath or focus on the tip of your nose. And it's like all these things that get so confusing. And then if you're focusing on the tip of your nose, there's no way you're going to create that inner connection to yourself, because you're connecting to a part of your body that's like, it's out there. When you do it the way that I teach you, then you're unchaining yourself. You literally allow your body to just remain still and become the vessel where you can just travel within. And it's like taking off the harness or the chain. Really, it's an unchaining, and it allows you to go really deep within. And if you know anything about Hermetic law, you know that is as inside is outside, as above is as below is above, right? It's a reflection, a mirror image. So the deeper you go within, the farther you go in the other direction. You're going really, really far away. And you're yesterday I led a group of healers, because I tend to attract a lot of healers that need healing themselves. And I had a meditation last night, and they were able, all of them, to go so far and so deep within and touch energies that are still not able to come into this vibratory plane. They're still, you can go there, but you cannot bring them in. And then I took them to a lower plane where they could actually bring in a lot of the peaceful energy, a lot of the peace and groundedness that we need as a race to reach the tipping point where we're going to be able to awaken a lot more people, so that we can experience a new reality. Right now there's a lot of discord, so the people who actually show up in my life are people that are ready to become agents of peace, that are channels themselves, that are a beacon of light, that are when they come here, they recharge, they understand what it is they need to be doing as a channel, and they themselves start spreading that knowingness, that light, that peace. And most of all, you start to understand who you truly, truly are, and not who you think you are. You start to feel that which you are. This year I am going to be working on understanding that. I was talking about it the last week, that I was more on the self-love train and something was not clicking for me. I'm like, yeah, self-love is kind of interesting, but there's something there that's not working, and I couldn't put my finger on it until about a month ago. I understood. It made all the sense to me that when you recognize who you truly are, and that is pure unconditional love, and that I can tell it to you mentally, but until you experience it, you won't really know what it is. When you actually have an experience of it and you understand, then you'll know that there's no thing as self-love, because you are love. And love does not love itself. It simply is. Right? And when you understand that, when you start really knowing who you are, what you are, and how much simpler it is than your mind leads you to believe that it is. And when you let go and you start making yourself a priority, and I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, you have to make others a priority. No, it's counterintuitive. It's like when you get on a plane and they tell you to put on your oxygen mask on first, because our nature is to help others. But if you're not breathing, then you won't be of much help for a very long time, right? You'll be gone in a flash. But if you put your mask on, then you're strong. Then you can help others. If you're a strong swimmer, you can take others out of the water who are drowning. But if you go in and you're drowning yourself, then we have two people that are drowning. In the same way, when you understand who you are and make yourself the priority, keep your cup full, right? The cup runneth over, because that energy is infinite. And then as you bring yourself into this equation, you're able to share yourself with others. And the magic just begins to happen, because you are it all the time. And then when you understand that you are whole, full, and complete, and you don't need anybody else to make you happy, that nobody can make you happy, nobody can make you angry, nobody can upset you. It's how you're reacting to the situation. So you start responding in a different way, and you take full responsibility for your state of being in every moment. Then you can choose happy at every moment, and guess what? You become magnetized, because everybody wants to be around happy people, right? Think of your friends. Think of the ones that are fun and outgoing and like looking at the glass half full, and think of the ones, because we all have those, that are just looking at all the things that are going wrong in their lives. And I used to focus a lot on everything that was wrong. I used to do that all the time, because the things that were okay, I thought, okay, those are already taken care of. Let me just take care of what's not working. But then when you put the focus on what's not working, guess what you get? More of what's not working. So as we do that shift, as we recognize who we are, as you know, it sounds like a lot, but if we break it down like a math equation, soon it all unravels. And soon you're literally making a quantum leap into a totally different reality. And guess what? Then you can help others and bring them up into this level. And that's when we're going to create that tipping point, right? We're going to reach that critical mass that we need for everybody to awaken, and we're all going to. Notice how many more people around you are into community these days, right? My next mission, my next dream is to create a community of like-minded people to live together but apart, right? I want to have mini homes, and I want to have a central kitchen and a central meeting room and a central exercise room, so that we can all have our meals together, that we have a chef, somebody that's specialized in giving us the nourishing foods that we all need to thrive. I'd like to have a land where we have our own body of water, our own spring water that we can drink from. Water is so incredibly important, that we get the right kind of water in our bodies, and exercise together, do things together. Yet you have your little house separate. Yeah, we have the cleaning people who come clean. I don't do cleaning, right? I don't like to spend time doing that. I do it if I have to, but I'd rather spend my time doing the things I'm really great at. And so have people to come do our cleaning. And then if you want to have a night to yourself, you have your space. But you have the ability and the connection and the immediacy of community that is so very important. We are gregarious beings. And for some reason, we started fragmenting and getting spread out and being on our own and our family and our nucleus. And then we're like little, but we're really like Mercury, right? When we get the right kind of people, it just expands and expands and expands and expands. And that is what we're needing right now. We need to come together in this way of being able to share of ourselves, sharing our gifts, sharing our talents, right? We'll get the person who loves to cook, and we'll get the person who loves to clean, and we'll get the people who loves to teach or think or be a philosopher, and then we get the musicians, and we get the artists, and we get the people who love to work with the land and get us the food, right? Imagine if we had somebody who loves growing food and beautiful flowers and trees and taking care of that. And then we have somebody, I can't even have plants in my house right now because I'm traveling so much. They'll all die. And every time I give them to somebody for babysitting, I come back and there's some drama that's happened to my plants. So I don't even get them. I only have, right now I have a little money tree that I actually rescued at Home Depot because it had fallen right before I walked in. It was on the floor and they were sweeping it up with such contempt. And I said, what are you doing with that tree? And they're like, we have to throw it out. And I'm like, what do you mean throwing it out? I'll buy it. And they're like, no, we can't sell it to you. It's broken. We have to throw it out. And I just looked at the ladies and I said, the day humans understand that plants are alive and they have feelings, our life will change. Our world will change. And it's like a tear just rolled down my eyes because I couldn't get a hold of this little tree, and it was just there. It's so beautiful, just because it fell and the pot broke, right? And now it's garbage. How did that happen? And I just thought that is the most sad thing. And I just walked away, just nodding my head like, I cannot believe that. And I felt helpless. Oh, that was the word I was looking for before. Helpless. Not useless, helpless. 3 minutes later, one of the ladies comes with a bag and says, here you go, ma'am, and gave me the tree. And so I was so excited. I gave her a big hug. I said, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. And I went and I bought a little pot, and now I have a money tree that I'm worried, where am I gonna leave it? Who's gonna babysit my money tree when I travel next month? But it'll all happen in good time. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Today I've gone on a lot longer than I thought I was going to, but it's fun talking to you. And when you guys send me a comment, I'll just take off on it. So anyway, I love you. I will see you next week, and I can't wait. Let's see. I hope that next week you can report. I'd love to hear before I start. Maybe I'll remember and I'll ask you, or after, if you want to share with me, if you have applied any of the tools that I taught you, and have they worked for you, or are they just like a little woo-woo for you, or has it been difficult for you to implement? Have you forgotten about them, or have you even thought about them? And I'd love to hear your results, or not. And then if you can't apply them, maybe you tell them, oh, I don't know, I feel a little weird, or maybe I don't know how to apply it. I think I'm doing it wrong. First of all, just know that you can't do it wrong. There's no way of doing any of these things wrong. But but I can maybe guide you and get you back in that groove so you can start experiencing amazing results and little miracles that are going to be called, somebody called them normacles, and I love that because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be our everyday. So we won't even notice them as miracles. They won't be like, oh, magic, or wow, this happened. It's going to be an everyday thing because we're all vibrating at that frequency. What's going to be the rare thing, it's going to be the violence, it's going to be the hatred. All those things are just going to vibrate away because we're going to be so focused on the love and being who we are that there's going to be no time for all that other nonsense. Right? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.